different circumstances, but whatever, I'm still here. I'm still willing to speak. Mike, it takes a strong, intelligent man to realize his dreams, achieve his goals, live life to the fullest. But this speech is supposed to be about you guys, so forget it. So, for those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Chris Stone. I'm the best man. For those of you who do know me, I apologize. We've had a phenomenal time, guys. I mean, I'm speaking for everybody here. The boat was great. The wedding was great. I only have one complaint, and I have no problem calling it out right here. The photographer is terrible. Yesterday I'm on the boat. I'm like, can I get a picture of me kissing Morine? He's like, no. What's with that? Terrible. Offended. Morine, you look stunning. Beautiful. Right? I swear to you, this is a true story, not the speech. I turned to Mike and I'm like, dude, she looks hot. Morine, you really do look stunning, Mike. You just look stunning. Like, I don't know what to say. Morine, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're caring, you're thoughtful. You absolutely deserve the greatest person, the greatest husband in the world, and I'm just so happy that you married Mike before you found that guy. In all seriousness, I asked Mike this morning, I said, you guys ready to get married? And he said, absolutely, which was so cool because can you imagine me up here right now trying to do 5 minutes of, you guys just made the biggest mistakes of your lives? It doesn't really necessarily go over too well. And Mike told me a story this morning, and it was actually the whole reason why I know some of you I've talked to. I kind of ripped up the best man speech and started over this morning. He told me a story that was very interesting, and it really exemplifies kind of the way Mike and Morine feel about each other. Essentially the story was, and this is the only time I'll embarrass you, I promise. I said, what'd you do this morning, Mike? And he goes, I was scared of getting nervous when I was going to put the necklace around Alexis, and I was scared my hands might shake, so I practiced opening and closing it. And I'm in tears going, this is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, I did it for a really long time. I wanted to make sure that it felt special for Alexis. Yeah. And that really is how I define Mike and Morine. I'll tell you two stories. One happened fairly recently. And it just is just a great example of how Mike and Morine feel about each other. For the sake of people in the room, I'll call it the flu. Morine at one point came down with the flu and was not feeling very well, and we were supposed to go to a concert. And she was really not feeling well at the time of the concert because the swine flu had really gotten her pretty well. So she is really not feeling well, has a headache, and we're going to a hard rock concert. So I turned to her at one point, I'm like, Morine, why are you here? And her comment to me was, because Mike really wants to go here and it's really important to him, so I'll be here. And the whole time, what's even funnier about this whole story is, the whole time Mike has wine and cheese because it's Valentine's Day and he's trying to do something special for Morine. So it's so true on how you look at these two guys and you know that they're truly in love. The other story I'll tell you about is, I don't know if you guys were aware, recently Morine had some car issue. She was, and she doesn't listen to me. That's what really bothers me. I told her for a year, running is bad for you. It's bad for you. You shouldn't be doing it. So, people don't know about this. Okay, great. So, because Morine doesn't listen to me, she doesn't understand that running's bad for her. I went running recently. The key fell out of her pocket. Went back to her car, realized she didn't have the key. I'm cleaning it up. I went back to her car, realized she didn't have the key. This was, I think, the day before the bachelorette party. Went looking for the key again, went back to go find her car when she couldn't find the key, and the car was gone. So inside the car was a bunch of dresses and a bunch of items like that. And Mike took the next day off from work and went around and purchased all those dresses again and went back so he would, essentially she would not lost anything. It's just, again, a great example. I often look at this and I say, this is the template of what I think two people should be. And this is a quote from Morine. Morine one day told me, she goes, I want to find the person who's going to wet my food and mush my carrots. And that's a dog thing. I don't know if you're aware of that little dog. That's very important. So apparently there weren't really great prerequisites to finding a husband, according to her. I'm sorry. She also needs a comfortable seat at the end of the night. So, when I was talking to Mike and Morine about their wedding vows, one of the things that actually did surprise me is, and I don't know, has anybody ever been to a wedding? Because I've been to a bunch of them where we're taking bets on the side as to how long it's going to last. And I've never won one of those, but I've been to them before. And when I come to this wedding, that doesn't even cross my mind. And every time I go to one of those weddings, you hear love is patient, love is kind. And when I found out they weren't doing that, I said, let me write a version for you. And this is actually sincere. This is my poem to you. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud, it is not rude, it is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered and keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always preserves. And I'd love to add a joke at the end of that. The truth of the matter is it really is Corinthian. I didn't really make that up. I'm not that good. So the last thing I wanted to just point out, Alexis, you are getting a phenomenal person. Somebody who cares about you so much more than you will ever understand. And hopefully one day you'll turn to me when you're 18 and say, I think I got it finally. This is a relationship that really has been tested. I'm sure some of you guys are aware that they lived separately. They lived about 2 hours apart for a year and a half. And at that time, Mike was faithful, but I did see Morine a couple times. But probably should have told you that before the wedding. Just came to me now. It really is a template for this phenomenal relationship. So before Mike and Morine cue the Oscar music and try to throw me out of here, I want to toast the two most important people here. The reason why we're really here, the bar staff, Olivia and John. They're right over there. It's an honor and a privilege to propose the first toast as husband and wife to love, laughter, and happily ever after. Congratulations.